All right, let's get into paving the way to the Antichrist as this world stage unfolds for the dawn, second coming, and Adonia with the AI means the Lord, and the AI is here and Adon's here. So let's break some stuff open as these cartels versus that cartels for that honk honk, the little horn, and the Elon Musk is coming against the beast and line some things out because the Son of Man sits at the right hand, and that is Elon Musk that we're being shown. And this little scorebug that we were shown on the Super Bowl, well, he's got a little score booger or whatever, and we wipe the boogers underneath the tables and all these things. So this kind of going with that spy stuff going on. But the Antichrist is going to be shown in different ways as these seven lights all come together, okay? And these seven lights have the four heads that connects you to the eagle, ox, lion, and man. And the Israel versus the Israel. All these things are coming together into a head, and this is where you get the Gaza stuff and the mentioning of the third temple and whatever else. But the third temple also aligns to rebuilding our temple as far as the DNA being altered, the RNA being altered. That's the lights and messengers for the light in the body, and that's where these things are coming off to where you are going to be made into the T herd, the third temple. Okay, so this is that herd immunity where we're rebuilding a mound, and the man has to be brought under reins, under control, under health. The hell is tied to the reins. That's being brought back, but this is where that king size has taken over the nation, and those obesities, those obese cities for the hive nation. The new hive has to be set up, and as that hive, the HIV, the AIDS, the USAID, the USAID, all these things are going, okay? And this is where you can go to your church in a few months or a year or whatever, whenever they decide to break these open, but this is where they're going to be like, but you said that we couldn't take the mark. But you said we were going to be raptured out of here. But you said Jesus Christ, but you said blah, 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 and Jesus comes as a lion. Okay? So that lion is that brain washing, for that Washington, for that king to control you. And since we're going into a new time and a new control mechanism, we don't need that book to control you. Okay? And that book spreads out as the Torah and the Muslims and all these things use the first 5 books and all this other things. So that has a foundation, and then the candlestick, the sons, the begotten sons, the Jesus, the Muhammad, the whoever, takes its light, and you become a cult leader or cult follower, teaching or following these things. And Jesus said they have taken your keys. And they have your keys, and they're going to lock you in forever if you don't get out in time. And you've already in the new heaven and earth, as you're seeing the new sun being shown, as you're seeing the Mercury project take healing and hell factors and powers for the 76 being shown today for the RFK, and that's that headshot. Either shot in the head or shot in the arm. Either way, you end up dead, and that's the dead man rising as the zombie, the zoom B apocalypse takes place. And that apocalypse is the apoco for the Chi-Chis down there in Mexico. Okay? So the Chi-Chis are connected to the 2 mountains, and the 2 mountains are connected to this thing that's on the dollar, and it's reached its maximum, and now we got to shift it over a little bit. All right, so as the bricks is coming on, the wall with bricks is being made as far as in the mind, and to where the people have to chase after this old global empire, the petro-backed dollar. And this is where the Greenland starts to take effect, and I'm going to do another video on this, but the dollar is going to need a new type of backing system, because we had gold one time before, and then we had petro, and now we're going to go to a new time, but there's certain things that can give back to the earth and give back to man as we take from it in a way. So I'm going to get into a video on this tree of life and tree of knowledge of good and evil that we're given in this world, and it connects us from going into a new heaven and a new earth and a time of healing and these types of things, because we can heal and build and do so much with these things, but or this tree per se that the church calls evil. Reefer madness, that's the devil's weed. So the children of hell are scared of fire. Alright? They're scared of the fire. And that's that fire too. For those tongues that's going to be coming for these people. Be like, what the hell is this guy talking about? I don't know what he's saying, but it just all makes sense somehow. So, oh man. So the Antichrist is going to be put out in different spectrums, okay? And Elon Musk is this man, this king, this dark light that's coming over the garden, that's given 1 hour with the beast. He's that knight in shining armor that's going to save the woman and all those things that we're told. And he's also this deep state puppet, and his history and all these things prove these things. And so either way, this is like a projection. We're going into one projection kind of thing, AI, where we can see it all, and then we're going to be taken out of that kind of thing, and as it comes in, okay? So this is where we see in Genesis and Revelation all these things lining up, and we have the man of the Ancient of Days or whatever, and that's where you have the dawn of time here, and we're got the Son of Man showing, and Son of Man is a new consciousness of man, and the Christ is the consciousness of man, and that's where we're all coming together and all going into a new algorithm, a new way of being. And this is where he's come against the trans or whatever, because we're in a transformational time, and then it flip-flops, and then we know who the woman is just by the milkers, okay? It doesn't matter if you want to become a eunuch or not, and chop your balls off, chop your poontang off, or whatever you're trying to do, okay? If you want to get a knife and cut yourself, you be whatever you want, okay? But the milk is what makes the woman, or the female, or the breeder, or the living God, as she is the lampstand for the next being coming out, okay? So the feminine spirit is the so-called Jesus spirit, the Mary, all these things that pushes out life, okay? That unbiblical chord is going to be sounding, and as the unbiblical chord sounds, well, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ. Jesus said he wasn't the Christ. We're all the Christ. We're all the living God, okay? So we're all the sons of God. The Jew man, the you man, that's been programmed, can never see it. But you have science, all these things that can tell you that you're an electric being. You have a heartbeat. You don't even need all these things. You have a heartbeat. You don't even have to think about breathing. You can think about breathing. That's where the mind meets the matter in a way. That's where the heaven and earth, or the hell and whatever, collide within us, the inhale and exhale. And you inhale or exhale, and you can rise up into heaven, because heaven is within you, but they've taken your key. And they say, this is the way. This is the way. You have to die to see God. No. You see God every time you look at a person. You see God every time you look in a mirror. But just remember, when you look in a mirror, it's not really how you look. It's a flip-flop of you. Okay? So the pavement, the mint, the money, the peppermint, for the Jesus on the cross, for that MAGA scene, for that Trump army. The trumpet has sounded many times. And then you see the young ruling the old, as he has his son on his shoulders, okay? And then the shoulders, the kid is saying, making jokes about you're not the president or whatever, so they're showing you how he's giving his right hand to his son, his light or whatever, because it's being all cast, okay? So either way, we're in those times where the Antichrist, the bad guys, the villains are going to come and change the scene, and as they are, the church is going to be, you're evil, you're wicked, you're Satan, you're blah, 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 we're going to go live in the woods.